What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Big GucciSoldierCaptain back here once again. How's the wife? How's the kids? Great, perfect, amazing. Today we're going to be checking out when schools react to life sentences. This one is most definitely going to be controversial.
This is Ethan Crumbley, a mass suspect facing multiple charges in Michigan. On November 30th, 2021, 15-year-old Ethan opened fire at his Oxford high school, fatally injuring several students and teachers. Ethan reportedly used his father's 9mm handgun, who called 911 once he found the gun missing.
How the hell did he get a hold?
And my son was at the school.
How the hell did he get?
Told me that there was an active shooter, and then I raced home just to find out. And I think my son.
Nah, that's your fault, bro.
Minutes.
That's
First responders arrived at the
why
scene.
does your child have access to your firearm?
Medical emergency, Oxford High School. Scene is not secure. Possible multiple injuries.
Oh my
He evacuated everyone to safety.
Dude, that must be terrifying, man. Nigga like me though, in a school shooting, I'd probably try to talk the guy out of it. That's the type of nigga I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't.
Tragically, it was too late for 3 students at the scene. A 4th succumbed to his injuries later at the hospital. Ethan was arrested shortly after the shooting. His parents were called to the station where they confronted their son.
That's not your son no more. Hey, that is not your son no more.
However, Ethan's only concern was his cat Dexter, apparently named after a psychopathic TV character.
Are you serious? He named his cat after a serial killer?
His parents were shocked at their son's lack of remorse.
Nah, drown this kid, bro. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get him out
Ethan
of
was
here,
charged
bro.
with first-degree. At his trial, the prosecution laid out the seriousness of the case.
The hearing today is the most important legal proceeding in the lives of nearly everyone in this courtroom. It is incredibly important for the defendant. His life is at stake.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone else is here in this courtroom today because this defendant made the decision to kill 4 other people and to take their lives instead of his own.
Ethan's journal.
Was GTA not enough for these kids? I had more than enough fun people on Call of Duty, GTA, Fortnite. I never had to take this shit IRL. If I was a 14-year-old kid going to school nowadays, I'd literally have PTSD.
Text messages containing a list of things he needed for the shooting, including pistol mags, a mask, and a knife, were presented as evidence.
You didn't even spell knife correctly.
Throughout this page, the defendant write a list of items it appears that he plans to take on November the 30th.
Ethan had written his desires for the shooting in graphic detail.
I will cause the biggest school shooting in Michigan's history. I will kill everyone I see. The first victim has to be a pretty girl with a future so she can suffer just like me.
Oh
Ethan also
my
mentioned
god,
that he wanted
yo,
his
get this
victim's
guy out of
parents
here.
to
That is
suffer.
diabolical.
Girls sitting down in the hallway. If I had my pistol on me, then I would have not hesitated to blow both of their brains out.
Oh my god.
I would just hope their parents will feel
this is journal? He wrote all this shit down?
Shoot up the school. I hope that every parent of kids I gratefully will be so sad that they kill themselves.
Who is the lawyer
shooting,
that has
Ethan
to
did a bunch
defend
of Google
this
searches
nigga,
about
bro?
prison sentences in Michigan.
He Google searched, what is the worst prison sentence you can get in Michigan? He wrote, what is a life sentence for a 15-year-old?
One day before the incident, he recorded his thoughts and plans for the shooting.
Oh my god.
Ethan Crumbley.
Dude, this nigga recorded all the evidence! He wrote it down, recorded it?
In their school. I'm going to open fire on everyone in that hallway. The hallways are too jam-packed. I will try and hit as many people as I can.
Okay, this guy is just evil.
People hiding. I'm going to teach them a lesson.
Okay, this
Ethan
nigga
went on to say how he couldn't get the idea of people out of his mind.
Okay, yeah, you gotta lock. Nah, not even lock. You gotta get. Oh my god.
Every conversation.
Oh, you gotta dispose of this kid. This is crazy.
His school principal took to the stand where she recounted
What do
how
you
she
have to
desperately
do to get
tried to
this
save
fucked
one
up?
of the victims.
I could feel the entrance wound in the back of his head. I could see that the bullet had exited through his eye.
Oh my god.
When I put my hand down on the ground, I put my hand in what would have been his eyeball.
Oh my god.
I immediately started to take his pulse.
Nah, take his pulse?
And
he got a hole in his head.
Check his vitals.
Check his vitals?
As best as I could.
Ethan initially pleaded not guilty on the grounds of insanity, since he had several
on the grounds of
meltdowns in
insanity?
custody.
Nah. Nothing about that nigga's insane, bro. He literally recorded and wrote everything that was in his mind. Nothing about him is insane, bro. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here,
While
bro.
one time he asked for help, on another occasion he kept yelling, "Oh God, why didn't you stop it?" and "I am sorry."
Sorry that you got caught. God, I just feel... Nah, I don't even feel bad for the parents, bro. They enabled this shit. This is ultimately the parents' fault.
A mental health expert said Ethan had a psychosis episode and deemed him mentally ill.
No.
We witness
absolutely
a child
not.
in the throes of psychosis. He's having a panic attack and a break with reality.
I don't believe that shit.
A school senior
I don't
also
believe
said
that
that
shit.
Ethan was often bullied and picked on.
No, I do not know who he is, but I have seen him around the school, and he's a kid, you know, he's the regular kid that goes to school, you know. He's been picked on and stuff like this, so when a kid has been picked on and stuff, people's bullying him, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this reaction.
However, Ethan later confessed and pleaded guilty to all charges.
Okay.
Is it true that your actions on November the 30th, 2021 caused the deaths of Madison Baldwin, Tate Muir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling?
Yes.
At his sentencing,
You're done.
family members of the victims
done,
addressed
buddy.
the killer of their loved ones.
As I don't wish death upon you, that would be too easy.
Oh!
I hope the
I like that.
consume you and they replay over and over in your head. The thoughts won't stop.
I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm sure you've heard that paraphrase before. I hope the screams keep you up at night.
Oh.
And they cause real hallucinations.
Damn.
While the mother of one victim wished for a worse punishment than the father of another asked the judge to sentence him to life.
I feel strongly.
I think that's fair, bro. We can't have this guy roaming the streets.
And this is why I'm going to ask you to lock this son of a up for the rest of his pathetic
I agree, bro.
Lack of human decency and disturbing thoughts on life in general.
Like, you can't have something like this walking around with the rest of
My
us.
son doesn't
Like,
get a second chance, and neither should he.
yeah, I agree. That's for the best.
The remorseful
bro.
Ethan spoke to the victims' families and apologized for the pain he caused them.
My actions were because of what I chose to do. I could not stop myself, but I am the one who led to
what does he mean I cannot stop
I'm really
myself?
sorry for what I've done, for what I've taken of them. I cannot give it back, but I can try my best in the future to help other people, and that is what I will do.
Ultimately, it was time to learn
What did
his
he get?
fate.
The court cannot underscore defendant's extensive planning
Dog.
and execution in this case.
If he doesn't...
He practiced shooting at a gun range, and on November 30th, 2021, he could have chose not to conduct the school shooting, but he didn't.
Exactly.
He continued to walk through the school, picking and choosing who was going.
You got to get rid of him, dog.
Shot and killed Justin Schilling at point blank range after having him get down on his knees in front of another student. He shot most people multiple times, and as he wrote, he did this for notoriety. And he wanted to go down in history as the biggest school shooter in Michigan history. He wanted to see the impact of his crime, which is why he did not take his own life. With that, the court having read the PSI and being fully familiar with the defendant.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Sentences of the court is that defendant shall serve life without the possibility of
Thank
parole.
you. God.
Ethan Crumbley was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Finally.
Plus an additional 24 years.
Oh my God, they finally got something right. They finally got something right. Get him out of here, bro.
His parents James and Jennifer Crumbley were charged with involuntary manslaughter for failing to secure the hand and ignoring the warning signs of their son's behavior.
Absolutely.
Ethan had previously claimed that he paid James to buy him the which was used in the shooting.
Is it true that you asked him to buy the firearm?
Yes.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy the firearm?
Yes.
And
CCTV footage also showed Ethan practicing shooting with Jennifer at a local range with the same just days before he...
Oh
Four people.
my God.
The parents fled after the shooting and were arrested while hiding in a friend's shop.
Oh
Dramatic
no.
body cam video of a SWAT team arresting the parents of school shooter Ethan Crumbley.
I think that's for the best.
They got a call, they got a tip that the car was seen at a location, and the police just swarmed in. We saw heavily armed police officers, SWAT team members all over the east side of Detroit looking for them.
I think this is a W. This is a W. The parents got to take accountability for some of the dumb shit that their kids do sometimes. Okay, listen, that was you. You raised that. That was your doing. Okay, at the end of the day, you raised that creature that did that unspeakable crime. In some way or another, you have to pay for that. Okay, you have to pay for that. You created that.
Both were convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison. This was the first time in American history that a parent was criminally charged for a mass school shooting committed by their child. While Ethan Crumbley will spend the rest of his life in prison for shooting up his school, how does it compare to having a change of heart in the middle of a shootout?
Oh,
I could have shot her, but I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Like in the case of 19-year-old Sky Bouche, who's facing trial for a school shooting in Florida.
Of course
on
it's
April
Florida.
20th, 2018.
Of course it's
2
Florida.
months after the Parkland High School
Like, why would it
shootings
not?
which killed 17 people. CCTV footage showed former student Bouche entering Forest High School with a blue backpack and a black guitar case.
Oh my God. Who the hell is that? If you're this kid, what are you like? Oh my God.
The guitar case contained a shotgun, while his backpack stored a tactical vest, gloves, and multiple shells. Bouche entered the boys' washroom, loaded his and changed into his gear. Armed with his weapon, Bouche then walked towards classroom 212 and fired a round into the door, injuring a student standing behind it. When police arrived, they found the injured student lying on a makeshift bed of chairs.
What the hell is that?
Who was that?
996.
Dog, can you just imagine you just sitting there learning history? Some nigga comes in with a shotgun?
Hey, lock this school down.
Then,
like, bro,
one
you
of
just
the
sitting there
officers
learning
discovered
geometry.
that
Next
Bouche
thing
was
you
in a
know,
classroom down the hall.
Like, fuck.
Huh? Where?
Nah, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it, bro.
They rushed there, only to find the teenager sitting on a chair, waiting to surrender.
Down on the ground.
Hey, get the hell down.
What the
Get your ass on the ground, man.
Put your hands behind your back.
At least he's compliant. Shit.
Much to the officer's disbelief,
So this nigga got
Bouche
found God
tried
like
to
at the last
justify
second?
his
Like, what
actions.
I'm sorry, sir.
What the f? You mean I'm sorry? What the f?
Are you kidding me?
Shut the fuck. Bitch slap him. Bitch slap the hell out of him.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, he cannot be serious right now.
Sometimes, I just don't feel anything. It's hard to describe because no one believes me.
He said his family members had a long history of mental illness.
Do you have a mental disorder?
Like, dog, why is that always the excuse? Don't you find it funny that, like, people with all these mental illnesses have access to all the time? Like,
Bouche
I don't
was
get
taken
it.
into custody, where he faced charges of discharge of a firearm on school property, possession of a short-barreled, and burglary of a structure with a firearm.
At least he didn't kill nobody, man.
Just taking this west stairwell.
Whose phone is... Don't tell me that's his phone.
After his arrest...
Do not tell me that's his phone, bro. Can you just imagine it's his boy? He calls him up and goes like, yo, remember that thing that you were talking about doing? Yeah, did you do it? Like, did you actually go and finish that shit? Or, like, were you just bullshitting?
Where he claimed he had a violent upbringing.
It's not really my mental or disease or anything like that. It's just being around stuff that, a child shouldn't be around.
Okay. All right, buddy.
My first memory is violence and conflict. That's my first memory.
All right, buddy.
Bouche also said that he felt remorseful after shooting the kid, so he stopped and surrendered himself to a teacher.
Do you feel sorry? Do you feel remorseful?
Yeah. That's why I put down. I could have kept going. There was no officers there.
Bouche said he was afraid of what he would do and requested authorities to put him in solitary confinement.
No, just to really scare them. I want to be put away, or I can't hurt anyone.
Eventually, Bouche pleaded
At
no
least he's,
contest
like-
to his charges.
So why would you
Ultimately, Bouche was sentenced to a 30-year prison term for shooting and injuring a student at his high school. While Sky Bouche showed compassion even while committing a heinous crime, what happens with gang members and innocent school children, like in the case
my
of Melvin
God.
Jovel, who was on
Dog,
trial
it
for
just-
multiple in New Jersey.
It just
According to
keeps
reports,
getting worse.
21-year-old Jovel was among a group of 6 who killed 3 school friends in execution style in 2007. Police said the 6 suspects lined up their 4 victims in a Newark schoolyard where Jovel
Execution style on the schoolyard? That is crazy work!
Gang known as MS-13.
Miraculously, one of them survived the attack. All 6 had links to the violent Central American gang MS-13. Jovel was arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted.
The suspects ranged in age from 15 to 28 at the time of the killings. All face murder and other charges.
At his trial, Jovel described his crimes in chilling detail.
What part of the body did you shoot Deshaun Harvey to?
Back of the head, buddy.
God!
How was
God
Mr. Harvey
damn,
positioned
man.
when you shot him in the back of the head?
He was on his knees facing the wall.
So he was on his knees facing a wall, and you were behind him?
Yes.
What were they saying just before they were shot?
They was telling me to stop.
And you just did not.
Even identified the
And
murder
you just did
weapon.
not.
See this handgun that's 80? Is that in fact the handgun that you used to shoot 4 individuals on August 4th, 2007?
Yes.
Jovel said he shot the victims because
This
they were
nigga
making
is
fun of him and his
disgustingly
friend.
honest.
Why did you shoot the victims?
Because one of the victims, the lady that survived, she kept coming back and forth from where she was, making fun of Godinez and myself.
Eventually,
So, bro, you gotta
Jovel pleaded
execute-
guilty to all
So you
charges.
gotta
At
execute
his sentencing, the mother of a victim addressed her daughter's.
I don't hate you, Mr. Jovel.
I don't know how you don't.
Forgive you.
Even though she forgave him, the grieving mother cursed Jovel to rot in hell.
I hope that when he leaves this life, that his soul.
What the hell is he having? What is that on his head?
Because he's destined to spend eternity.
This nigga's listening to.
The father of one of the victims
is he
also
listening
took the
to?
stand, where he hoped for an apology from the defendant.
Who the?
With MS-13 membership involved.
This nigga bumping Young Thug while he's in the courtroom?
I haven't heard any of you guys ask for forgiveness or tell the family members in any way that you are sorry for your evil and despicable acts.
Ultimately, Jovel was sentenced to 245 years in prison
God
for taking
damn.
the young lives of the teenagers.
Yeah, that's enough.
In total,
I feel like that's
the
good
6
enough.
gangsters collectively received more than 1,000 years of prison sentences.
Holy
while
shit.
Melvin Jovel killed 3 innocent teens over a small fight.
2024 is not a real place. We are genuinely living in a simulation, dog. And I really, truly do believe that, man. This is not real.
The case of Angel Granados Diaz, who's facing serious charges for bringing a loaded to his school.
Crazy.
Portland, Oregon. On May 17th, 2019, CCTV footage captured 19-year-old Granados Diaz entering Park Rose High School with a hidden in his arms.
Oh my God. Dog, how you just... Bro, he just...
Moments later, the school's football coach and security officer, Keanan Lowe, was seen entering the building.
What kind of Takno Jutsu do you gotta say?
The 2 almost crossed paths as Lowe made his way to a classroom. Moments
Nigga,
later,
what?
Granados Diaz followed Lowe to the classroom with a shotgun tucked under his coat.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Panicked students fled their classrooms
God
and ran
damn.
toward the exits. Then, in a heroic act, Lowe, a former football player himself, tackled Granados Diaz to the ground and managed to disarm him.
W.
I lunged, put 2 hands on. I was able to wrestle it away and kind of save it.
Bro, there's no way they gave this nigga a post-game interview for stopping a school shooting, bro. I'm telling you guys, we're not living in a reality. Like, this is not a real thing. You just saw, right? You just saw them doing a post-game interview for him stopping a potential school shooting. How? You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just not gonna say nothing.
He called for another teacher who took the gun away.
What if that nigga just, like, plot twist, what if that nigga's in on it and he just turns around and just starts? Let me not think that way.
Then, the gunman and his apprehender shared a powerful moment.
That's nice. I'm just so, like, shocked that, like, so all nigga needed was a
Lowe
hug?
embraced the young shooter in a moment of crisis.
So, nigga, all he needed was a hug? Nobody could hug this nigga? This is just sad. I feel bad, bro. All he needed was a hug.
The two spent a considerable amount of time talking and hugging. Police soon rushed to the scene.
Yeah, that's
short-lived.
short-lived.
The gunman was safely disarmed.
Yeah, that's
and began
short-lived.
searching for Granados Diaz.
I hope this does not end disastrously.
Before finding him sitting in the hall with Lowe and arresting him.
Jeez.
Later, a school senior said Granados Diaz was struggling with depression.
I just know he had some problems to figure out, and me and a couple others were going to go to speak with the counselors today at lunchtime to like tell us about, like, just tell them about, like, the concerning behavior we've seen from him before, because it did lead to, like, I assume there's more lean to, like.
So, but you didn't decide to do that?
He also said the youngster had shown behavior days before the incident.
A few weeks ago, he told us he was going for 2 weeks. And he's been asking a lot more about, like, what happens after you die, like, what do you think happens, etc.
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
bad.
According to authorities, Granados Diaz had initially planned to keep at home, but was worried his mother would be the first to discover his body. To avoid jail time, Granados Diaz eventually pled guilty to gun-related charges.
Last week, the team pleaded guilty to gun charges in a deal avoiding jail time.
He was sentenced to 3 years of probation, as well as immediate mental health and substance abuse treatment. While on Hill, Granados Diaz found an angel in the right place at the right time.
So he brought a loaded shotgun to school, prepared to a bunch of people, and he didn't go to fucking jail? So what the was the excuse? Like, oh, he just needed a hug all along? We just needed to give him a hug? So he doesn't deserve to go to jail? Like, America is cooked.
What happens when you shoot your classmate? Like in the case of Eli Cerna,
Is that David
who's in court
Dobrik?
for attempted charges in Ohio.
He shoots me in the chest.
At least it's not Florida.
Spin around and he
Still
shoots
doesn't
me
make it any
in
better.
the back, and then I fall down right here on my face. I break my 2 front teeth.
On January 20th, 2017, 17-year-old Cerna brought a gun to his West Liberty Salem High School, where he shot 2 classmates and seriously wounded 16-year-old Logan Cole.
Where the hell do these kids get the gun?
Well, it happened on January 20th, 2017.
2 students were shot. One was point blank in the bathroom. Another was hit by a pellet from a shotgun.
Authorities received several 911 calls from panic-stricken students.
Hi, we're at West Liberty Salem High School. There's a shooter. There's a shooter at the West Liberty? Yes, West Liberty Salem High School. Okay. Do you see a gun? We heard a gun. It's right across from our classroom.
That's
Is it one shooter?
goddamn. Yo, how do you niggas go to school every day?
Can anybody see
This
him?
doesn't scare you?
Cole suffered life-threatening
how do y'all
injuries,
go to school?
but managed to live another day to tell his tale.
And I interrupted his plans the moment I stepped in. If it had been 5 minutes later, he would have stepped out and shot people in the hallway.
Cole said that day he walked into the bathroom and found Cerna standing there with a shotgun.
The shooter is standing right there, and I don't even have time to process. It's just instant. He shoots me in the chest and spin around, and he shoots me in the back, and then I fall down right here on my face. I break my 2 front teeth.
After shooting Cole twice, Cerna made his way towards his classroom and fired 2 shots at the door.
We heard 2 out in the hallway.
Before walking back to the bathroom, where a badly injured Logan had managed to pull himself up.
Oh
I do
my
remember looking
God,
up
this
and
guy's a
seeing
soldier.
Parts of me on the wall there, that's kind of one of the moments at which it became very real.
Logan then managed to talk Cerna out of doing any more damage.
Closer to the bathroom, you could hear voices inside. There were 2 kids talking. So one of them was saying, and it turned out to be Logan, was saying, hey, just put
You haven't killed anybody.
Dude, how the
You don't need to hurt anybody.
Yo,
else.
this has gotta be some
Cerna
kind of
surrendered,
remarkable
and
talent.
Staff members held him till authorities arrived.
This
Cerna
gotta
was
be some
arrested,
kind of
and he
remarkable
later
talent,
pleaded
man.
guilty to all charges.
To be able
At his
to talk
sentencing,
somebody with
Cole
a
addressed the
loaded gun?
teenager who had shot him.
I would like you to know, though, that I have forgiven you for what you did to me in our school. I also want you to know that I believe there is a difference between forgiveness and justice.
Cerna also spoke to the court where he expressed regret for his actions.
Something like that left a hard impression on my mind.
Ultimately, Cerna was given the maximum sentence of 23 and a half years in
Nah,
prison
that's not
for
enough.
attempting to Logan Cole.
Nah, that's
well,
not
Eli
enough.
Cerna will not be
That's
out of
not
prison till
enough,
he's well
bro.
into his 40s. What happens when you bring a school rehearsal?
Yo, these niggas are bringing anywhere.
Like in the case of Matthew Milby, who was on trial for a shootout at his school in Illinois. On May 16th, 2018, 19-year-old Milby, a former student at Dixon High School, reportedly opened fire in the school's gym, where students were practicing for their graduation ceremony.
Chat. Can you just imagine, right? You made through 4 long years of high school, right? Without the school getting shot up, without you having to fear for your life because there's gunfire one day randomly while you're in your math exam, right? Like, can you just imagine you go through 4 long years where this did not happen? You avoided this for the past 4 years. You're sitting there. You're like, God damn, thank God I'm out of high school. I don't have to worry about this no more. And then on the day, the very last day where you're supposed to be celebrating all that shit, right? Some nigga comes in with and just ruins all that shit. You know, I swear to God I'd crash out. I swear to God I'd be so goddamn mad.
A 19-year-old graduating senior Matthew Milby was firing off shots near the gym in May 2018.
On Wednesday, during rehearsals for this event,
this
shots
is
were fired in the
crazy.
school. Rather than practice walking across the stage,
this is
students
crazy.
were instead lining up outside in a very real crisis.
CCTV footage showed Milby first walking out of the bathroom and then heading towards
You can't
the
let
gym.
them kids graduate, dog, before you do this. Like, what's wrong with you?
Moments
You can't
later,
just
he
let those
opened
kids
fire.
graduate?
He was seen running out of the building with the school's resource officer, Mark Dallas, in hot pursuit.
What the fuck?
Let's take a look from another angle. A student walking down the hallway is forced to take evasive actions after hearing a loud bang. Then, Milby is seen fleeing the scene with a 99mm semi-auto rifle in his hand.
That's crazy.
Officer Dallas follows him with his weapon drawn while another staff calls the authorities.
At least there was like people on the scene, like cops on the scene. So that shit was probably dealt with really fast. And then there he is running around like it's a fucking Call of Duty POV. And then they chase him in hot pursuit. Okay. Nigga really thought it was a game of Warzone. Get him out of here. No respawns.
Shots fired at Dixon High School. Shots fired at Dixon High School.
Next, Milby is seen dashing across the schoolyard with Officer Dallas closely behind.
Where the hell are you running to? It's over. There's no helicopter coming to save you, dog. Just get on the ground.
The teenager then hides behind his car and the two exchange fire.
This is crazy. Nigga watch way
Police
too much
arrived.
John Wick.
They found Officer Dallas standing over Milby's body, who was wounded in the shootout. Milby suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Nigga really
and
thought it was
arrested.
John Wick, bro. This is crazy. He lucky he not black. He would have ended up
Emotional
like with a
moment for
bunch of
Officer
holes in
Dallas,
his body looking like
who had to shoot
SpongeBob.
one of the students he was sworn to protect.
This is crazy, man.
Milby was charged with 3 counts of aggravated discharge of a firearm. His mother said Milby had been suffering from depression for a long time.
So why the hell?
No, the kid's been real.
I don't get it.
Even though he was initially deemed unfit for trial, Milby later pleaded guilty to all charges. At his sentencing, the gym teacher who was shot at by Milby forgave him.
Before everybody here, including you, Matthew,
I forgive you as a person.
I don't know how you do. I really don't know how you do.
Milby's sister also testified where she said the youngster was abused by his mother for years.
And my brother moved out. That's when it went downhill. I think it's because there was nobody for my mom to mentally abuse and physically abuse other than focus all her energy on him.
Milby's aunt also took the stand, where she recalled often trying to protect him from his abusive environment.
We would hide him in the closet.
Yo, dude. You better give that nigga 30 years.
To feel like I could do nothing other than not open the door.
Milby, too,
you better give that nigga 30 years.
He took responsibility and apologized for his actions.
I cannot undo what I did, but I can take responsibility and apologize to those that were hurt by my actions. I'm sorry.
Ultimately, Milby received the maximum sentence of 30 years in prison for carrying out a shootout at his school.
The man who pled guilty to opening fire in Dixon High School in 2018 was sentenced to 30 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections today.
While Matthew Milby will spend his adulthood in jail.
I can't do this. I deadass, we cannot do this. We gotta stop. We gotta stop, man. This is crazy. Listen to me. I don't know who's watching this. Some of you guys are really young, so like I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. This might have traumatized you. You might not want to go to school tomorrow, and I get it, man. Listen, if you are one of these, if you're currently watching this, and you're traumatized, and you don't want to go to school tomorrow, I get it. Okay, because I wouldn't as well. Just let me. I'll talk. You know what? I'll talk to your parents for you. I'll talk to your parents for you because this shit is crazy. This shit is absolutely insane. I'm just so like perplexed that this is what it's come to. God damn! I cannot believe this. I just cannot believe this shit, man. I cannot believe this shit. And it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. You know, I'm just so glad, like, when I was growing up, I never had to, this was just never a thing that I had to worry about. Yes, I was fearful of algebra, but at least I didn't have to be fearful of, like, just random bullets flying, glass shattering everywhere. That was not something that I had to worry about, man. The only thing I had to worry about was like not getting academic probation. You know, nowadays you have to worry about like not getting your life probated. Like, this shit is crazy. I don't get it, man. I just don't. You know what's crazy, chat? The craziest part about all of this, chat, is right now as we speak, right? There is somebody actively planning one of these right now, somewhere in the world. Shit, they might even be watching this video right now. Right now, while they're writing out their manifesto, plotting, scheming. And to that person that's doing that might be watching this video, first of all, nigga, it's not worth it. Like, what did those people really do to you? You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, is it okay, think about it. It's not worth it, bro. It's just not worth it, man. Like, I'm just letting you know right now, for those few minutes where you enact terror upon everybody's life. First of all, everyone's life is going to change, including yours. Second of all, the years in jail that you're going to have to go through, okay? Like, just think about the years in jail that you're going to have to go through. Think about, like, how you're going to have to constantly fear for your life in prison. Think about how you're going to be like a nice little chocolate drop inside that shit, like a nice little Hershey's Kiss. That's what they're going to treat your ass like in prison, bro. Just think about that shit. Because I know you're not that big, and I know you're not that strong, okay? That's why you're doing this, because you can't fight. But listen, bro, just think about it. Like, is it really worth it? I don't think it's worth it, man. Like, I really do not think it's worth it, okay? For those few moments that you feel like a god, the next 45 years, you're going to feel like shit. I promise you. I fucking promise you. And it's just not gonna work, bro. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work out for you. So, dog, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you do all of us a favor? Put down that notebook that you're writing those crazy ass journal entries in. Take that, throw it away in a sewer. Go down to like your brother or your sister, your mom, and just hug them and tell them what you were thinking, and find God. And find God, bro. For the love of, like, just please find God. Because, like, dude, it's just, you are just not going to like the outcome that happens to you. And please do your best to listen and heed and listen to what I have to say. Please. I know I don't make a lot of sense most of the time, but this time I'm doing my best to make sense. So please listen to me. If you guys do not like this video, then I'm assuming you're just one of these niggas that is just like a domestic. Okay, so if you're not one of these people, like the goddamn video. Okay, yeah, this shit was crazy, man. Like I'm just, oh god, I don't want to do this shit again. So like the video if you have not liked the video, sub to the channel if you have not subbed to the channel as well, man. We are on the road to 100K. We're closing in on 50K subscribers, and we're hoping to get to 100K subscribers on this channel by the end of the year. So if you guys have not subbed to the channel yet, make sure you go ahead and sub to the channel, kick that notification. I'm sorry, it's really hard to be enthusiastic after watching that shit. It's super hard to like be, you know, but I hope you guys understand. You guys let me know in the comments. Let's create a discussion for each one of these niggas, right? What punishment do you think they deserve other than jail? And it can be literally anything. Like, you could come up with the most descriptive shit. You guys let me know, like, what do you guys say? Like, I don't think drowning is enough. And I really don't think fire is enough either. You got to really add to that. Okay, so you guys let me know what do you guys think should happen to some of these people in the comments. Let's create a discussion. Let's try to keep it, like, PG. We don't want to get flagged. Like I said, I can't respond to everything. But like, I do read everything. I promise you. I do promise you. Give me some suggestions down below on other stuff that you would want to see. And with all that being said, I'm going to see you guys in the next video.
See just how I'm coming, yeah, I did this on my own. Don't you tell me something, cause I did it all alone. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. Came up from the guys and niggas show me some respect. Niggas mad cause I ain't break them off on all these checks. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah. You ain't help with nothing, no, nah.